Alice Cooper with Cold Ethyl. This is off the album 1975. This is a CVT lesson for Rob, and it's 6 pages, standard tuning. I did EQ and effects, the primary effects, which is like reverb. There's a slap back delay, and there's actually some phase in this too. I say we jump right in. Now it's at one point there's like at least 3, but I think 4 guitars in certain parts. I got most of them for you. There's a short little lead filler thing that'll come in on the intro. I didn't get that. All the other ones I did get. I wasn't exactly sure. But on page 1, everything will be notated on your tabs as far as what's a downstroke look like, what's an upstroke, vibratos, you know, all that stuff. Slides, bending, when you rest, repeats, anything like that. So and the fingering I put for most of it, where you don't see fingering, it's kind of like you can use alternate fingerings for it. So let's jump in. So section 1, this is from 1 second up to 14 seconds, and it's going to go. Or, oops. Something I'll explain at the end of section 1, because there's multiple guitar tracks. You're going to see the last note in section 1 in parentheses. That means it's also the start of the next section. You'll see, which would mean you don't have to hit the last note. If you're playing along with it, you'd probably want to go straight into section 2. Would be the easiest way of doing it. There are other ways of like holding it and then picking it up, you know, at the next part in section 2, but it's easier to just go right into the next part. Okay, so we're doing what's called double stops, and you want to bar with your first finger, fret 8 on the A and the D, like this. Also neck pickup, at least on this intro. 10A, third finger. 8th fret, D and G barred. So we have, then go 11, 11, 10, 10. 8, 8, 8, D, G, and B. That 8B is actually in there. You can hear it. So then you go 10A, rest. That's what the line is. Hit it again. Then that'll lead you into the 8th fret D and G barred again, back to the 10A. So, all right. You'll see some X's on the tabs. That's your fret hand mute. It's written with the A and D string. Don't sweat it. I mean, if you hit 3 strings, it's fine. Just don't go. It's not that big of a thing. It's more of a filler where you probably never played it this way again, but it is that way on album. Just light pressure here. Don't push down, just real soft. Okay, so moving on from there, back to the 8th fret D and G, to the 10A, and then 8, 11, 10, 8. So we've got some parts that are repeating. And then you'll have a rest. Then go 10, 10. And then 10D by itself, so it's, and then 8th fret D, G twice. Line with an X, just rest, stop the note from ringing. So that little part, it's actually subgrouped nicely. Okay, then you'll see some fret hand muting again, the triplets. Triplet, triplet. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Open A, palm mute. It is in there. And that probably wasn't played a second time ever again either, but it is in there. Then you go 11s, 10s, 8s again on the D and G. 10A to 8E, A and D. So 8 AD. Then 10th fret D, G, and B. So it's 3 strings. Use your third finger. 8 on the G and B. When you do this, Rob, take your thumb, brace it up top, and go. And do a quarter step bend. You'll see the arrow with a 1/4. That's guitar moves in half steps. You don't bend that far, it's half that. So it's really a feel thing. And once you do them, you probably, a lot of times, most guitar players don't realize they're doing them. I usually don't. If I'm doing a blues riff, they're just instilled habits, a natural feel that you can establish a natural feel with stuff like that. Okay, 10D, third finger, vibrato. Also, when you vibrato, I haven't heard you play guitar yet. Actually, I will, because you're going to be taking lessons with me on Skype. But take your thumb, if you don't know how to do vibratos, and that works as an anchor, right? And you'll go. It's from the wrist. A lot of times people try and just move the fingers and the hands, and it's really not the best way to do it. So that's vibrato. And then 8-10 on the A and the D. You would down pick all this, and then so it's 8-10, 8-10, 8. And now you'll see that vibrato again. 10A, 9, 8-6, 8E, 6, and then 3. That's the 3 that I'm talking about, where you may not want to play it once you're playing along with the actual song, because that's going to take us into, right? So you'd go, if you did it that way, it would sound like this. Oops. Yeah. So let's move into that part. This is section 2. This comes in 15 seconds to 28 seconds in the song. By the way, the upload I use is written on your tabs. It's the Scabs 1977. That way you see that we're on the same one for these timestamps. Power chords. The G5, an A5, and an A sharp 5. 3E, 5A. Now this is the main hook in the song, which is killer. It's got a great groove. Very cool. Sometimes it's power chords and sometimes it's single notes, and it's doubled with another guitar playing an octave in there too. So a lot going on really, but this is just like a pocket groove. 3-5, 5-7, 6-8, rest and then slide. When you slide, keep the pressure, keep it pressed, and then just stick your hand over the strings. Then 3-5, 2-4, 1-3. Rest. So we have the line with the X means to rest. Don't go. We don't want that. We want. Okay. Page 2. G, A, and C go 3-5, 5-7, and then 3-5 A, D. So see that first finger? It's touching the low E. Good habits. This is resting over the underneath strings. Rest, and then you're already where you need to be. Hit it 3 times. Then we move to section 3, 29 seconds to 41, and you start it over. No slide. And this time one string. 3-2-1, 3-5 E, 3A. And double dots. Do that again. So there's a couple different concepts, like I said earlier on, with this main section. From there, the rest of section 3 goes 3, then 5 on the E. But then he hits the power chord, which just confirms, like what I'm saying, the different variations going on. And if you don't want to do that, I mean, you can hit them all as power chords. This is what I'm hearing on the album, so with a certain guitar, mind you. So sliding. And then the power chords again, G, G flat, and F. Then from there, we're back to single notes, 3, 5, 3, G, A, and C. And then the C 3 times. So that's 3, 4. Actually it would be 3, 4. That's it for section 3. Section 4 comes in at 42 seconds to 52 seconds, so it's a 10-second part. And this is a bar chord. It's 9th position. So right here, it's a C sharp minor is the name of this. Take your first finger, bar all the strings, and angle it if you need to, and curve it however you need to do it. 11A and 11D. What you're going to do is strum it. You may want to check it though. Right? It's clear, then go. Next part, you're going to do a D minor. Bar the 10th fret on strings 1, 2, and 3 with your first finger. Go to 12D, and now it's a D minor chord. We're going to pick through it, so it's called an arpeggio. And we'll go down 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. Down, 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 up, up, down, up. So we have. Oops, did I get the wrong fret there? No, I didn't. There we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Then move up. So they're 4-string chords. We're going to move up to an F major, which is 15 on the D with the 3rd finger, 14 G middle, and then bar the 13th fret on strings 1 and 2. It's an F major. It's the same chord as this. It's just higher up the neck. Pick that the same way. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, or 2, 3, 2. Sounds like this. So we have. And then this part, which is pretty cool here. Oh wait, it's up here. 14D, 12G. Just bar that 12G. And go middle finger 13 on the B. So we have, but we're gonna go. Matter of fact, bar the D string on fret 12 just all the way down, and then we're just adding the 14 on the D, the 13 on the B. Strum those 3, rest, hit it again, and then lift off to the 12, 12, 12. So it's. Do that again, but this time do a pull off to the 12s. In other words, so you gotta strum them, take these 2 fingers, pull off to make the 12s ring. So, or actually, pretty tricky if you haven't did a pull off leading from one chord into another. It can be very tricky. From there, we're back to the D minor. Just a repeat. Then we're going to go to an F major. Go 8A, first finger. Bar the 10th fret on the D, G, and B with your 3rd. And on this one, just go A, D, G, B. And then take the whole chord, move it up a whole step to 10, 12, 12, 12. So it goes from an F to a G. Right? So you have. Right? That led into the this part. And like I said, there's multiple guitars. There's deeper ones behind the higher, like a G chord played here, a G chord played there, just to make it fuller. Really cool. From there, we move into this little in-between solo riff at 53 seconds. 3rd finger comes in on 10G. We slide that. It's a blues riff. You're going to slide to 12. It'll go. Once you slide to 12, drop your middle finger to the 11B and play it 3 times. You're going to do that 3 times. So it's 3 times, and then the 12G slide to 10, and then 8G quarter step bend. It'll go. Slide to 10, 8G, brace the knuckle of the thumb, quarter step, 10D vibrato. That sounds like this. One more time. sure when you do that there's a hold over the notes. Just like on these when we were going. When you slide to 12 and you play the 11B, you should still hear the 12G ringing. You don't want to go. Don't do that. That's a no. And I think it's on the neck pickup for all of this. Pretty sure it's real thick sounding, really good tone. Then section 2, one time. That's a repeat. Same thing with section 3. Then we go into section 5 at a minute 9 to a minute 19. This has parts of section 4. If you go back to section 4 in the tabs, you don't play where there's a star. You'll see a star and then you'll see star end. So in between that, we got to go like this. Wait, it goes. G, G, F, F, G, G, F, G, G sharp. 3, 5, 5, 4. Go twice and move everything a whole step flat to 1, 3, 3, 2. So it's rest, hit it again, and then go back 2 times on the G chord, once on the F. So it's then back to the G to a G sharp. 3, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 6, 5. And there's multiple guitars, so you may be hearing like little single note melodies and some deeper chords, some higher chords. This is what I would consider the main guitar though. Okay, so that fills the spot of the star, and then resume, you know, where it says star end, just finish it out. The guitar solo's next. And that starts with 3rd finger, 10th fret. You really want to take your time with guitar solos, subgroups, small pieces. Bend the 10G with your 3rd finger. Put your middle behind it on 9G. And I put the 1st finger on 8B. You'll see why. Bend it a whole step, which is 2 frets high. Right? We're bending an F to a G. This middle finger will help you bend it, and make sure you bend up, away from the string we're going to next, which is the 8B. So, then pick the 8B, and then that's going to be 3 times. So it's, I think it was faster than that. Can't remember. Then bend the 10G again. And what you're going to do, make sure you don't bend and release. Don't go, that's not good. You got to let off the string and it should drop on the top of this finger so you don't get that going on. Next part comes in at 126. And what you're going to do here is same thing, no pause after the bend though. You'll go. Let's break that down. Do the bend, just like we did before. But now bar the 8th fret on the B and E. Play the B. Up on the E. So 11B, bend a whole step. So we have, and then go up down on 8E, and that's a great one to just go over and over. Okay, the next one is 11 on the B, whole step bend. Same concept, 3rd finger and then the middle behind it, and put your 1st finger on 8 high E, or you can use your pinky in 3rd and middle if you want, doesn't matter. Which is why I didn't write the fingering for that. Bend. I like the 3rd though. And notice where my thumb is. Bend 8, 8, bend 8. There's another subgroup. So we have. Yeah. Then we go to page 4. And I think we better go to part 2.